It was a cool, crisp spring evening on the island of Sodor. And all over the island, all of the entrants were finishing off their work for the day. Bill and Ben, the tank engine twins, had just finished delivering the last couple of trucks of China clay to Brendam Docks. Salty was very impressed. "Ah, you did a great job, me lads," he said. "Thanks, Salty," said Ben. "Well, see you in the AM. We'll be coming to help you tomorrow," he replied. "Ah, hold on there, Bill," shouted Salty. "Scruff is at the steamworks having its brakes fixed, so take that pile of filth out with you." "Salty," gasped Bill, "you shouldn't talk about my twin like that." "He doesn't mean me," replied Ben. "He means that filth, you loon," replied Cranky. "Oops, sorry," said Bill. Soon, Bill arrived at Riff's race dump. Riff was already there, waiting for him. "Well done, Bill," Riff replied. "Now, all you have to do is leave those trucks by that siding over there." "Yes, Riff," replied Bill, and he shoved away to shunt his trucks. After he shunted the trucks, he saw a large trailer with words all around it. Bill thought. Dumpster writing. The voice of the people. Bill soon began to start reading them. "Up with diesels, down with steamies. Troublesome trucks are engines too." Oh, those trucks. Then, Bill saw something that made his boiler rattle. What's this one? Sir Topham Hatt is a... What? Sir Topham Hatt is a... Riff was surprised at what he had heard. "Do you breathe with that mouth?" he cried. "Well, sometimes," replied Bill, "but not recently." Just then, Ben arrived. "Hello, Bill. The dock manager said I should come and check if you need any help, but it seems like you've completed the job already." "Never mind that," replied Bill. "Ben, do you know what this word means?" Ben began to read. "Sir Topham Hatt. Hang on, isn't that the fat man we work for?" "No, not that word," replied Bill. "That word." "Oh hey, I think I know what that means," answered Ben. "That's one of those sentence enhancers." "Sentence enhancers?" asked Bill. "You use them if you want to talk fancy," replied Ben. "You just sprinkle it on anything you say and wallop! You get yourself a spicy sentence sandwich." "Oh, I get it," said Ben. "Let me try." "Hello, Ben. Lovely day we're having, isn't it?" "Why, yes it is, Bill," replied Ben. "This day is particularly lovely. How right you are, Ben." "Oh, you're right, Ben," replied Bill. "My lips are tingling from the spiciness of this conversation." "Mine too," added Ben, and the two entrants laughed. But they didn't know that a word they were using was a bad word. The next morning, all of the entrants were working at the docks when Bill arrived. "Morning, everybody. Nice day we're having, huh?" The entrants glared. "Bust my buffers!" cried Dylan to Brian. "Did Bill just say?" "Yes, he did," Brian answered darkly. Just then, Ben puffed up behind his twin. "Hey, Ben," answered Bill. "How are ya?" "Pretty good, Bill," replied Ben. Toby was surprised. "I thought this was a dockyard, not a Gunnermouth convention." Bill and Ben puffed up to Cranky. "Hi, Cranky," tooted Bill. "How are ya?" "Nice day we're having, isn't it, Cranky?" Cranky was surprised. "I don't understand," said Thomas. "Bill and Ben are usually hippie, but they don't have to work blue." The engines have all had enough, and they left their trucks and left the dockyard. A few minutes later, Salty arrived. "Ahoy, what's going on, Cranky?" he said. "Everywhere I go, I hear the other engines complaining about the dockyard. What has been happening?" Well, answered Cranky, apparently the two China Clay brothers just learnt a new word, and Bill just said it out loud. Well, what did he say? Asked Salty. Well, he said, answered Cranky. Then he whispered, What? I can't hear you, me hearty. It's going to be hard for a crane to whisper, grumbled Cranky. He said the word. What? Asked Salty. Grr, growled Cranky. He said... Bill, Ben and Cranky, fumed Salty. I told him it's hard for a crane to whisper from up here, Cranky snapped back. Bill and Ben were in trouble. Why, I ought to make the two of you clean the dots for using such language. But Salty, we're only using our sentence enhancers, answered Bill. Yeah, it's fancy talk, added Ben. There ain't nothing fancy about that word, boomed Salty. You mean... asked Bill. Yes, that one, cried Salty. Now quit saying that. It's a bad word. Bad word, cried Bill and Ben. Yes, sir, boomed Salty. That's bad word number 11. In fact, there are 13 bad words you should never use. Don't you mean there are only 7? Asked Cranky. Not if you were a sailor, answered Salty. Cranky sighed heavily. Wow, 13, pondered Bill. That's a lot of bad words, added Ben. Ben, boomed Salty. Oops, sorry, Salty, replied Ben. Okay, you two, Salty answered. I want you to promise me you'll never use that word again. We promise, answered the twins. Later that day, Bill and Ben were at Knapford Station talking about what they have done. Gee, I'm glad Salty told us that word we were using was a bad word, said Bill. Yeah, me too, added Ben, because classy engines like us should not stain our lips with cursing. Yay, verily, agreed Bill. Now let's play a nice wholesome game of hide and peep. Oh boy, my favourite, tooted Ben excitedly. You hide, and I will find you and peep loudly. Okay, replied Bill, and he raced away to find a good place to hide. A few minutes later, Ben was shuffling through Knapford Yards to find his twin. Ha ha! Found you, Bill! Ben tooted. Da! Shouted Bill. Oh! Gasped Ben. You said number 11! Bill tried to talk. I didn't mean... You gotta understand, Ben. I was trying to... what I meant to say... something's just slipped out. Look, you gotta understand. Don't worry, Bill, I understand, replied Ben. He paused impressively. Salty! He cried and raced away. No, wait, Ben! Cried Bill. Bill soon caught up with Ben at the next signal. Ben, no, please don't tell, he cried. But you said... Ha ha! Now I'm going to tell Salty on you, tooted Bill. Not if I tell first, replied Ben. And they puffed so fast that Steve hadn't got his trailer off the level crossing in time. Ow! Bother! Groaned Ben. See you at Brendan Dots, clumsy wheels, laughed Bill as he raced past. Bill soon raced into the docks. Salty was there too. He was shunting trucks of fruit and vegetables for Edward to pick up. Salty, 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 cried Bill. What, asked Salty. Ben, Ben, Ben. Yes, yes, yes. He said. Out with it, boy, cried Salty. Me and Ben were playing hide and peep, and Ben found me, and then we ran, and Ben he said some things. Salty eyed Bill suspiciously. What kind of things? He asked. Bill plucked up courage. Well, he said... Yes, interrupted Salty. Well, stammered Bill. Let's just say he said a certain word that you said we shouldn't use, and this particular word happens to be number 11 in the 13 words he said shouldn't be said. Right, replied Salty. So, you said what, who now? Salty was now puzzled. Just then, Steve arrived with Ben, and he was soon placed onto the tracks. Salty, Salty, Salty! Ugh, grunted Salty. Bill and Ben started talking all at once. Now, he said, I want you two to calmly tell me what you need to tell me. Understand? Yes, Salty, replied Bill and Ben. He said, damn my ears deceived me. You two should be ashamed. Bill and Ben felt bad. You two need to be taught a lesson, boomed Salty crossly. I thought I made it clear. Never, and I mean never use number 11 or any of the 13 bad words. Now both of you right here. I'll be back. And Salty rattled away. Bill and Ben were worried. They couldn't help wondering what Salty was going to do to them. I'm sorry, Ben, said Bill. Salty was right. There's no need for words like that. I'm sorry too, Bill, replied Ben. Let's make a vow, Ben, replied Bill. From this day forth, the foul words shall never pass our lips. We will be really useful engines, just like good old Salty. Agreed, added Ben. Just then, Salty came back. All right, you two foul mouths. As punishment for fouling me in my dockyard with your foul words, you're gonna tidy up this dockside from top to bottom. Ow! Oh my buffers! What? Genius puffer! Tracks on it! Tracks! Can't you see I've got buffers here? Oh! 5, 6, 7, counted Bill. 9, added Ben.
Grab it!
That's all 13, Ben! Cried Bill. We're gonna tell the Fat Controller, Salty! Salty was worried. No, please, don't tell him! And the 3 engines raced out of the dockyard as fast as he could. But no one had cleaned up the mess. So I guess it's just me that's cleaned up the mess, is it? Grumbled Cranky. Oh, I hate my life. Bill and Ben laughed as they raced to Knapfoot Station, with Salty chasing after them. Wait! Please don't tell the Fat Controller! I don't think his fat old heart can take it! Soon they all arrived at Knapfoot Station. The Fat Controller was on the platform. Sir Topham Hatt! Sir Topham Hatt! Cried the twins. Why, hello you three, replied the Fat Controller. What have you been up to? Bill, Ben and Salty all explained the situation, swearing many times as they did so.
He didn't care! Such a stream of... I've never heard in my days!
The Fat Controller was surprised. Oh dear, my poor heart! And then he fainted. All of the engines were shocked. Oh dear, sir, cried Salty. What have these foul-mouthed heathens done to you? You two should be ashamed, he boomed crossly. Making our own boss faint with you. Say the talk. Ugh, do you tell stories with that mouth, Salty? Yes, that's right, sir. Sir, you're alive, cheered the twins. Yes, the amount of shock I mean, yes, sir, said the Fat Controller sternly. But also, you should all be ashamed. And if you're going to talk like sailors, then you're going to work like sailors. Yes, sir. Sorry, I mean, sir. Soon the 3 engines were hard at work, shunting trucks into their proper places at Knapford Yards. It was hard work, and the trucks were being troublesome, but they did their best. Now, I'm going to sign some important papers, said the Fat Controller. But I don't want any of you to say any of those bad words again. But as the Fat Controller left, he stubbed his toe on a lump of coal. Yow! My foot! The engines were surprised. Sir! Cried Salty. What? Asked the Fat Controller. It's just Yeardley. Yes, Ben yearly race past with a goods train. "Aye, fat face," he called out. And all the engines laughed.